'Twas a drought of no updates, when all through the servers everyone was stuck on 1.12 and brooding with fervor. Then one fateful operator prepared with great care, in the hopes that greater fun and joys would soon be there. The stark lack of updates had players full of dread, while visions of 119 had all danced in their head. When out on the net there arose a terrible sight, a server whose anarchy had updated just one night. Away to that server I joined in a flash, to participate in the insanity and perhaps even find a stash. To the tops of the spawns and to the tops of the walls, now join, join, join away all. As dry leaves before the wild hurricanes do fly, when met with an obstacle we just hacked through the sky. And so to Constantiam the coursers they flew, as old faces would join seemingly out of the blue. And with a twinkle in my eye I saw there was proof that 1.19 was certainly no spoof. As I drew in my head my plans I'd laid sound, down with discord Phantom Captain came with a bound. I then heard him exclaim as he TP'd out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Alrighty then. Now we find ourselves underground, and I try to scrounge around to find diamonds and other things. And well, here we are on Constantiam once. Technically, it's not once again, because I've been on here before, but like I never really did anything on Constantiam. I escaped it way back in like late 2016, early 2017, and I just never really did anything. So I ended up on a highway somewhere with a horse, and then I basically kind of had to abandon it. And so I've been informed by this point that there's someone who, I won't say who, they've decided they want to give me some stuff, so I'm gonna go meet up with them. But obviously I need equipment for the road because I'll die en route if I'm not careful. Withers in 1.19 are no joke. So I found this little haven thing just off the highway, so I'm getting what bones I got, and I'm making bread for the road because this is the best I got. And so now off we go on our way. I believe at this point I'm free camming around, and you can just kind of see how wild and destroyed the nether is. Like, there's so much shit that's just disheveled. And, you know, fair enough. That's kind of how an older Anarchy server should be. There are just tunnels leading everywhere. It does make sense that things are this crazy. But just in for the sake of brevity, I'm going to speed everything up. You're seeing everything at literally like 1600 speed. And at a certain point here, I'm gonna take off. Oh, and then there was a crash. I remember that. Right there, there was a crash, and I'd somehow gotten shoved into a wall. I think it was because I was free camming when the server crashed, but I don't know. So I get myself, pretty easily freed, and off we go into the wild red yonder. So I'm using baritone at this point, I believe. So I tell baritone to, take me there, and it kind of does. Pretty good stuff, honestly. And then at this point, it treks me through some open nether, and I go through a series of tunnels, and then it's taking me to the highway, basically. And so it quickly, bam, puts me on the highway. So Constantiam has a lot of really nice obsidian-lined highways that go probably everywhere, in all honesty. It's really quite funny to see the auto-trekking take you there. And so I come to a corner diagonal of some kind, I don't know which one. A bunch of diagonal highways and a bunch of horizontal highways meet each other here. The typical stuff. So I'm in the area waiting, chilling around, waiting for, I don't know, the guy I'm supposed to meet. He's moving some elysiums from a stash, and he says he'll give me some stuff. And any stuff he's willing to give me, I will happily take, because I need stuff. Elytra, armor, tools, gapples, the works. Anything I can get my hands on. So I'm just sort of diddy-bopping around in this area, giving you a nice, fun wild, wacky look at the place because there's really not much else to see. This is, after all, just a highway. Incidentally, I find out that there are lots of piglins that spawn natively on the highways now. So they're the non-undead pigs. They are actually quite hostile to you if you're not wearing gold. Not that they're really that big of a threat. I suppose if you ran into a large group of gold sword-wielding piglins, you might have a problem, but most of them tend to have crossbows in my experience. So you're maybe kind of sort of okay. I don't know. Vanilla diamond armor is more than enough to deal with them. You don't need any fancy enchantments. Oh, and I incidentally run into this other dude here. I'm not really sure who he is. He's not my contact, the guy I was trying to look for, or was looking forward to meeting. Names will be usually censored to protect the innocent. So, don't expect, if you're the person or people in question who appear in a video, don't expect to get your name out there. I'm not going to, I'm not going to platform you. Sorry. It's just how it is. Other than that, though, for the most part, we have a lot of open air, a lot of interesting sort of just me running around doing basically nothing, killing time, hoping this guy will show up soon. I think I was testing some hacks in the meantime to try and, figure out what works on here and what doesn't. And, yeah, I kind of sort of get my footing under me. That's what I use most of this time for, as well as some AFKing to look some things up. And a little here and there, conversations with people. And then finally, there's more flying around to get a look at this wide area. Yep, more flying. It's just more flying. Good lord, it looks like I'm going insane. Yeah, waiting was not fun. But the guy finally shows up, and I have all that I need. There we go. Okay, cool. So now I can re-equip myself, change everything around. I've got an elytra, I've got some gapples. I've got enough stuff to get the show on the road, basically. Sorry for all that build up there, but it was necessary. For now, we can zoom. Whoosh! Good lord, I fly so fast all the chunks unload. Okay, and then now I'm headed off to a... Well, I can't say where, but the location's a nice happy little place I picked out. But first I've got to actually get there, and that's... With flying in the early days, it wasn't easy. Sometimes settings would change. Obviously, you don't know what works and what doesn't, so you're still kind of feeling your way around for that. And really, it's just a matter of getting everything under control, and bam, here we go. Off we are into the wild blue yonder. Oh, nope. Sorry, I keep getting caught by the ground because the ground is so close and the ceiling is so close. I wish there was a block of air clearance between the ceiling and the floor, but there just really isn't. I don't even remember why I would go off the roads every now and then. I just was. At some point, I stopped using baritone because it would not function with flying appropriately. So I ended up switching to manual, and it's about this point. I think I had to AFK for something here. But it's not too bad, because I believe we get the show back on the road, yeah. And so now we gotta really zoom to catch up with myself here, and off into the overworld we go. I think some of this area is new, but I could be wrong. So like anyone trying to chunk find us, or using the terrain to sort of check where we are, I go through too many new chunks at a certain point. I don't think anybody is like familiar. Well, actually, no, sorry, that's a lava cast back there. So maybe this area is not new. But at a certain point, we're going to get into unknown terrain, basically. So good luck trying to find me. I'm sure some people will have, I don't know, a little bit of luck with it. But we'll see overall how interesting things get. One of my favorite things about the replay mod is just seeing how crazy things in game are. Look, I'm pointed literally straight down, and I'm just shooting along. Like, oh my god, I just love this. This is just so much fun watching myself. Like, I'm upside down flying. Like, who flies upside down? That's so wacky. I love that shit. I love wacky, unexpected things in Minecraft. It really, truly is another experience that you just don't get on any other server, you know? You just don't see this commonly. Oh yeah, that's right. I was also trying to get food and other materials for a bed to better set my spawn. Because, of course, you know, you need a spawn. By the time you all are seeing this video, my spawn has long since been changed to somewhere else, so I don't really care. There shouldn't be much trouble with that. I'm fairly certain if these are not new chunks, someone will probably know where this is, or at least try to find where this is. Good luck with that. You know, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to try to hide and change. So maybe it won't be so bad. I don't know. Of course, put all my stuff down to start cooking. It doesn't show it in the replay, but I do actually have armor on. Somehow only my boots appear. I don't really know why. After I sleep here when the sun goes down, it like re-updates and all of my armor gets re-displayed again or re-rendered. I don't really know what the deal is with that, why it would decide to do such a thing, but oh well, whatever. Not really important. Mostly I'm trying to just get, you know, stuff together, put down an ender chest in case I die so I can respawn there. Incidentally, fun fact, I have 0 player deaths on Constantiam, and so I'm going to try in this series to keep it that way. There are a lot of close calls, I will admit. I very, very much should probably have died, and I was not given totems by my contact. So unfortunately, yeah, I can die, and it will be quite egregious. It will be a setback. I was given maybe 2 elytra to work with, so I really don't have more than just 2 chances to not fuck this up. But lucky for me, I can pretty reasonably travel. So despite the risks of, I was also really close in the early parts of the nether travel. I was really close to withers at one point, which is why I brought up why withers are so dangerous. They're so very aggressive in 1.19. They will annihilate you. I was testing out an elytra fly. That's why my elytra flying is a little spotty here. But I end up getting it working. Eventually I switched to rockets, and I don't have many rockets either. Apparently people on Constantium could fly quite freely before elytra were totally disabled. So flying was way more of a pain in the newer version, so not many people had a lot of rockets to work with. And yeah, it was more a matter of me trying to stay up aloft and get high up enough to where my elytra hack will not run into stuff, because I found that was a problem, running into low-level trees, mountains, and other junk. It's majestic to watch myself fly, but man, the struggle to stay up there is so very harsh. And well, we'll see where things go from here. And that'll do it for today. Leave a comment, like, favorite, subscribe, and all that other jazz, and follow me on Twitter and all that other stuff linked down below. Y'all have a good one.